Time for a field report. This week has been all about the vagus nerve, vagal tone, chilling out. On Monday, I forced you to, the lady forced us to open our teeth, separate our teeth, drop our tongues, and just relax our whole head. The homework was humming, long breathing, and dunking my head into the ice water. Let's discuss. Did I become a serene woodland creature of calm? What's the most serene woodland creature you can think of? I'm thinking the OG Snow White from the 50s, when they're all like chimney. I mean, they're not doing that because that would be chitty chitty bang bang. But what's a serene woodland creature? They're all quite flighty and skittish, actually, aren't they? Let's Google that before we press on. It's very important. A koala. Oh, that's the world's quietest animal. A sloth? Sloths aren't woodland creatures, are they? Wait, where do sloths live? Oh God, we're really going off track. A tortoise? I'd love to be a tortoise. I love their shells. Tortoise shell is very chic. And the fact that they can just munch away, relax. Let's address these issues one at a time. Sloths live in Central and South America. So that's like Brazil, Costa Rica, etc. Fine, we can put that to bed. Calmest woodland creatures in the UK. Hedgehogs, slow worms, and owls. Fine. Did I become as chill as an owl? Spoiler alert, no. I did, however, stop scrolling as much in front of the children after looking at that still face experiment. I felt dreadful after that. And I also saw a quote. You'll listen to this. Listen to the quote. Hang on, please. You pity the moth confusing a lamp for the moon, yet here you are confusing a screen for the world. By J. Alto. Don't know who that is. Yeah, we laugh at moths. Ha ha, moth, you dipshit. That's not the moon. That's not the sun. It's just a light you're repeatedly banging your moth head against. And yet here we are, blanking our children and our loved ones and our dogs just to stare at the black screen. I've got to sort it out. Anyway, guilt aside, I popped my head in some ice water. I will put the evidence of that up. I will. And I did actually put on the Field Notes pod Instagram, brackets, world famous, I put up photographic evidence of things that I've said I'll provide over the month and not provided. I did fuck it up already, just to pre-warn you. Got the episodes confused and included some fab pictures as well. But no matter. If you need to see some photographic evidence, go there. That is also where I will put the ice face situation. Did the ice face relax me and calm me down and lead me to be more chilled out with my children? No, it did not. I'm wondering whether that's like a slow burn, whether I have to continually do the ice face. I did the full head dunk. I did not appreciate my hairline getting wet. I don't think my skin appreciated it because I've actually had a breakout for the first time in ages. An enormous, hard, painful, throbbing under the chin cyst. I felt like... What did I feel like? I felt hardcore, but I didn't feel chilled out. If anything, I felt a bit more spunky. I thought maybe I could punch someone. Not to encourage violence in the household, but I was very tempted after I'd done the kind of army man dunk into the cold water. When I was walking past flatmate in the kitchen, I did get quite a strong urge just to like do my fist in a fist and kind of give him a dead arm a bit, just to put my cold water discipline bro energy somewhere. There was a lot of brother-sister energy in the house, but unfortunately the children were there, so I couldn't punch him at my leisure. Unfortunately, he will sometimes, very infuriatingly, if I'm like, oh, I'm so annoyed, he will let me do a free punch, a free hit, and then there's no reaction, which just leaves me feeling more frustrated and annoyed. I want him to kind of like perhaps collapse. So anyway, Wouldn't recommend that one. Breath work is a tick. Breath work definitely works. Have you ever tried propranolol? It is a beta blocker that they prescribe for migraines. And I think if you're a bit nuts or if you've got to go on stage and do public speaking, and it lowers your heart rate and takes away some of the physical stress. So it won't sort your brain out. You don't suddenly stop thinking like, oh, bollocks, I don't want to do the speech. But you're not kind of like dry mouth, palms are sweating, freaking out. The breath work thing felt similar to that, to when I've taken that before, which I'm prescribed for migraines, but you know. But if we can avoid taking a pill and just breathe in for 4 and out for 8, why not? I say let's do that. And there's a very good app. Have I used it? No, I haven't, but everyone's raving about it, don't you know? So wait a minute, please. Oh shit me, what's it called? It might just be called breathwork, but without an O in the work bit. Or I think there's another one where it's a visual, there's like a weird shape that goes in and out to help you know when to breathe in and out. So it's almost gamified. I will link them in the show notes. If you're an app person, use that. If you're not, just force yourself to do it before walking back into the house after work, or before entering work, or before school pickup. Some kind of cue. Choose that and do your special. In for 4, out for 8. If you're freaking out, if you're nervous about a phone call, in for 4, out for 8, baby. Why did I say baby? Cut that. Now, last and least is the humming. Let me tell you about the humming. I forgot to hum as part of my homework. So yesterday, I took it upon myself to hum extra, shall we say. And because I felt like I kept gravitating towards children's humming, nursery rhyme humming, I decided to pop some music on and kind of hum along to that, which I considered to be more socially acceptable than a random hum. So I've already done my breath work in the car, felt relaxed. Because I knew I had a short window of humming between getting out of the car at school pickup and receiving my child. Now, she does not allow me to hum, sing, or kind of do anything out of the ordinary or performative. It makes her deeply uncomfortable, which I respect. So I needed to get my humming in. I'm humming along. All the parents are congregating. I decide I don't want to be seen by my usual parent cluster that I gravitate towards because they will talk to me. I can't talk, I'm humming. So I pop myself onto the outskirts of the crowd. Humming, fine, whatever. I'm also kind of slightly dancing because I have got, I'll tell you what it was. It was Kanye West gospel music. He's done this like collab. Is that the right word? With, what is it called? A band? A group? I'm so sorry, religious people. It's called the Sunday Service Choir, a choir of gospel singers. Oh my God, they're good. I'm going to link that and you should listen to it. I'm humming to my gospel choir, okay? I'm digging it. I'm kind of slightly moving as well. I might be closing and opening my eyes with expressive, like, oh God, that's good music, joy. You know, there's a man, one of the 2 hot dads at the school. Obviously, they're limited in numbers. We know this. One of the 2, 50% of the hot dads makes eye contact with me a couple of times. I think, let me tell you what thought crossed my mind. I think the words, cool, I don't think I can do it. No, come on, it's a safe space here. We make eye contact a few times. I'm humming, I'm kind of slightly dancing. I think cool recognises cool. I'm so sorry. I think cool recognises cool. And he's just kind of looking at me, going, yeah, you enjoy your music. I can see you're really digging whatever you're listening to. And I think we're having like a little moment. We weren't having a moment. Long story short, he basically checked on my well-being next. He essentially did a well-being check on me. I think he thought I was having some kind of funny turn. I took my earphone out, because also you can't see my earphone over my big hair. And he looked quite relieved, I think, when he realised that I had music in. So yeah, cool does not recognise cool, okay? It was more like cool recognises woman having some kind of public mental breakdown that involves interpretive dance and humming. And that's fine, because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I don't know why I've come away feeling I'm doing something wrong. Actually, I think I do know why I came away feeling a sense of guilt. And it's because I had an incident with a public dancer, a public jig on the tube once in London town. I was about 21, 22 maybe. I'm on the tube, standing up, kind of near the doors. All the seats are taken. It's me and a chap, a couple of other people in the, not the atrium, what would you call it? Hallway. No, what do you call it where the doors are? In that big space. There's a couple of people standing normally. There's another chap dancing, salsa dancing, to, I presumed, music in earphones. And he was wearing a grey suit, I can still see it now, and Wellington boots. So he's doing this special salsa, hip-heavy jig. I think he's listening to music. I look at him, I give him a knowing nod, like, hey man, cool recognises cool. I love that you're, obviously I don't say this, but I kind of try to convey with my eyes and my smile, like, oh, I love that you're enjoying life and your music and you feel cool to kind of dance in front of us all on the tube. Yes, how naive I was. He proceeded to pop his hands into his suit trousers and there's no polite way to put this really. How do I make this pod friendly? And I can't, and just wank himself off basically. Now you couldn't see anything other than jerky motions, but he then proceeded to move closer to me. And I thought, oh dear me, oh dear. I have read the room, I've read the carriage wrong. And now there's a madman who I then noticed didn't have earphones in, so there's no backing track to his salsa dance. And now there's a situation. So I knew, because I was always on the tube, okay, I'm fairly close to the tube ride being up. Other people clocked this and were so deeply alarmed that nobody stepped in. Presumably they didn't want to be like stabbed by salsa wanking man. So nobody stepped in. A man did say, I think you're making people uncomfortable, mate, which was an understatement. And thankfully, before the crescendo of his dance, shall we say, the doors opened and I slipped out. So all's well that ends well. But I did feel a little bit like that dirty tube man for disconcerting hot dad at pickup, to the point when he essentially came up to me and said, are you okay? What's going on? I think it was the humming. I think the humming was the problem. But that's fine. You know, it's all in the interests of science and self-improvement. So that was my fail of the week. My find of the week is probably the realisation that calming down, regulation, because, you know, online it's all about regulation. Self-regulate, regulate your emotions so your children can copy you. Learn how to regulate your emotions in your relationship, blah, blah, blah. Regulation is physical, folks. It doesn't start in the brain. You can't think your way out of stress because the wiring, it ain't happening. Your prefrontal cortex, your thinking space, it's not live when your heart's racing. So the body needs to feel safe first. Practicing doing unclenching your gob, slow breathing, it helps. And something else I've been doing that I think isn't helping is when I'm stressed, I'll try and resolve it with thoughts, and I'll sometimes go onto ChatGPT and be like, this has happened. blah, blah, this is the situation. Write out my woes, and then it will come back to me and be like, oh my God, you are a hero in your life. Basically, validate everything I've said, because that's what it's supposed to do. Make me the hero of the situation, and kind of just cause a lot more thinking. And I think it's not actually leaving me less stressed. I think if anything, it's making me even more woe is me vibes. And it's too heavy in the thinking. So less ChatGPT, more breath work. Less humming in public, more humming in private. What are the other morals of the story? I saw, if we want a true cheat, if you've got money to burn, I saw there's a new electrical device that you can clip onto your ear, your tragus, is that the part it's called? Hang on. And it supposedly does all the vagus nerve stuff for you. I want one. Hang on, what's it called? So it's a vagal nerve stimulation device. It's a little electrode that goes on your ear and stimulates the nervous system, training your body to be more chill. And apparently it's supposed to help with depressive states, irritable gut, post-viral fatigue, autoimmune relief, and obviously anxiety and things like that. Because often chronic stress is, doing us in, isn't it? So, something else to think about. Do tell me if you tried any of this and if it worked, or if you've got another calm down life hack. And if you're clenching your jaw right now, you unclench it, okay? We're all relaxed around here. We're going to go into the weekend chilled. Right, see you on Monday.